Our female athlete of the week that we're going to discuss here is Teri London, who is previous career experience being a backup dancer for Beyoncé and Britney Spears. She actually featured in, I believe the video was Girls Who Run the World.
Oh, I don't know that video or that song.
Stop listening to Kendrick and J. Cole and come out and experience Justin Bieber and Beyonce.
Fortunately, I don't need to say anything in return to that one. You just did it yourself. Love Beyonce. She's fantastic, and I love her music videos. I haven't seen that one, but Teri London is in it.
Yes, she's one of the backup dancers, I believe.
She is also a part of the Lingerie Fighting Championship. She fought in the LFC 20, which was aptly named a Midsummer's Night Dream. Midsummer's Night Dream.
That was the name of the tournament?
Yes.
Interesting.
Which makes sense. It's a nice name for the tournament. Yeah. I was thinking of a Midsummer's Night Cream. Had to do it. But this isn't the first time we've covered a story like this. There's the Muay Thai fighter that we did with Lauren Mayhew on clips with that. And this is another example. And we talk about all the time, like Ava Fiore from Cleats and Cleavage from Instagram. And when you have a subject like Teri London, you know, we're discussing before the clip starts, like, you can't help, like, she can't help, like, her body looks great because she works out a shit ton, obviously, and she takes care of it. She's a good-looking woman. She can't help that, I don't think.
I agree. Well, I mean, she could if she wanted to just go and indulge.
What's interesting about it is it doesn't seem like she's looking to make a jump into UFC.
Well, according
women's
to that,
MMA in that sense, but she is taking the LFC seriously, and it's weird to say that because the Lingerie Fighting Championship sounds so silly.
Yes, same way with the Lingerie Football League sounds silly, but if you were to tell those ladies that they weren't athletes, it wouldn't go down well because they absolutely are athletes. Some of the hits you see in that division, some of them, the way they play is incredible, some of the plays. And the same way with the LFC, which is she wants to take it seriously. She specializes in Muay Thai, and that's not just a cocktail, Jason. And she she wants to be taken seriously in this. And now this is the question that I want to propose to. I don't want to propose to you, but I want to propose this question to you. Is it a conflict of interest to want to be taken seriously in a sport where most males are just watching because it's women fighting in lingerie?
Is it a conflict of interest?
Conflict of interest to want to be taken seriously in that sport, whereas if you were to actually perform that sport, guys will still watch Ronda Rousey fighting to see her in scantily clad clothing, but at the same time, it's undoubtedly taken more serious.
I mean, ever so slightly, because you're going to have to work twice as hard to remove that symbol from you.
Yeah.
For example, if Teri London was interested in joining women's MMA competitively more so than the Lingerie Fighting Championship.
Yes.
Right? And she wanted to go into the UFC or Olympic styles of mixed martial arts, hypothetically speaking. The go-to assumption people would have, and the masses would have, that's the one from the Lingerie Fighting Championship. But one big win over one big opponent, and that probably starts to get washed away. Yeah. It's a conflict of interest because you're gonna have to work a little bit harder to remove that from you. If you're proud of that, go for it. Yeah. Good for you. And who knows if she's enjoying this, if this is what she wants to do, good for you also. If she does it to stay in shape so she can be in more music videos, do you? I'm not judging.
But that's the way I posed the question.
For being a lingerie fighting champion, and she did win that fight, by the way.
I'm not saying that I think it was a conflict of interest. I think similar to what we talked about with the Victoria's Secret model, she wanted to be considered as a fully respectable fighter in the Muay Thai division or whatever she was wanting to fight. Would it come into conflict with her profession of Victoria's Secret?
Here's a different question that I'm interested in your answer. If you met her let's just say at a bar, out at a networking event, you met her through a work event, whatever it might be, and you go through the conversation, oh, I'm Teri, I'm Francis. Oh, what do you do for a living, Teri? Oh, I fight in the Lingerie Fighting Championship. What is your natural reaction to that? Like, mine is, well, that sounds really interesting. Could you tell me more?
Oh, that sounds really interesting. Well, you're sugarcoating it. Guys will say, that's really interesting. Can I see the picture? Can I see the video? Can I go watch it?
Oh, no way. Show me your fighting. Like, of course. Or I'd freaking just Google it on my phone.
You'd go to the toilet and Google it.
Oh, ew. What would I be doing on the toilet?
No, you'd be peeing. Anyway.
That's how you go blind.
Anyway. That's the general question is like, it obviously is, it's funny enough just to go through and see.
Can we ask?
I don't know, it's just a lot of questions on it. It's interesting to me.
I want to bring her on. If Teri London sees this video, I want to bring her on. I want her to hang out with us and talk about.
And if you want to pursue a career in the lingerie fighting championship and to be taken credible for that, then there's no way that you shouldn't be taken credible for that. That was a general question I wanted to know. Is it harder to be considered credible in that division when you're in lingerie and you're fighting in that division and people want you to, because they're not going to see fighting first, they're going to see lingerie first, then fighting.
It's not like women's MMA fighting. It's that much different. They're wearing barely anything anyway.
That's what I said. That is what I said.
You missed that entire point?
That's what I said. I said that people who will still generally watch Ronda Rousey to see her scantily clad anyway, but that's not saying that Ronda Rousey will be looked at first for her scantily clad clothing and then her fighting ability. Fighting ability will come first when you're watching.
Submission, acting, and
other things, and appearances and things like that. It's an interesting conversation. It's an interesting dynamic. I don't know how we got to this from just talking about a girl who's once was a backup dancer for Beyoncé, now
and Britney.
And Britney Spears. Can't like Britney. So you know Britney, but you don't know who runs the world, girls.
Grew up with Britney.
Name a song.
Hit Me Baby One More Time. Toxic, very interesting music video.
Okay, I said
and lyrics. I'm toxic, you're slipping under. I don't know what that means. Well, kind of, yes. But either way, it's worded very strangely.
So it went from song to
pre-shaved head. Pre-shaved head Britney was fucking awesome. And she was in Austin Powers. She was a fembot.
She was.
It's Britney Spears!
Do you know that in America, shag means go and fetch a ball? So if someone says go and shag those balls, it means like go and round them up. And I used to hear that in practice and be like, that's not good to be saying to guys to go and do that. Go and shag those balls.